Hey friend, and welcome back to RGD Gaming, least toxic, most fun community in all of gaming. Let me know if this has ever happened to you. You have a favorite champ, or maybe it's just a champion that you like, and they have a certain style, whether it's aggro or passive, and you get stuck in one of those two styles. Well, let me help you here. The best players understand that while you generally want to play a champion the way they're built, such as a Draven very aggressively, sometimes you need to be patient and take what the enemy gives you, even if it's the opposite of what you prefer to actually do with that champion. In this game, I'm going to illustrate just that, how to how to have the actual more aggressive duo, but being shoved in and playing a little bit passively and letting the enemy overplay their hand and make a mistake, then capitalizing on those mistakes. I'll also talk about how Misfortune doesn't necessarily want or need all the kills in a match, but sometimes it happens, and you become the early game carry and what you should be doing with that advantage. You can see me here talking about Nami and the double exhaust, and you'll also see something that I do that everybody should be doing in the beginning of a match, which is assessing what the enemy team comp is and what your build path should be. I know everybody has items that they want to get in, but you'll notice right here I look at the enemy team comp, and what do I see? I see 4 champions that have shields, and specifically, even if you have just a set on the other team, you probably want to build anti-shield anyway just to deal with that, because he'll get a half health shield at some point in the match, so you don't have to rush Serpent's Fang, but it should be on your list to take care of that. You'll see I'm actually starting to get into some of the higher elo matches, which is pretty fun to do, and I hope all of you are getting there as well, or some of you probably have been playing those already. But it's fun to get into some of the top, couple thousand players and be able to play those matches. So you'll see we're against a Zeri and a Thresh. If you like shield, you still want to switch to exhaust against Zeri, just so you're not giving her more of her perk than she already gets with the bonus she gets when she steals your shield. So right now, I would think that Nami and I should be able to shove this in and pressure with Nami's abilities and our double taps, but you can see the Zeri and Thresh are playing very aggressively, and so what am I going to do? I'm going to just take what they're doing. Zeri's going to stand and take double taps in the face. Well, I'll give them to her. That's no big deal. She's also going to take Nami bubbles, and you can see we have her way down in health, and now she's in kind of a weird spot, and we can be a little bit more aggressive, but we really don't need to get too crazy. I was actually playing with my friend he was the number 7 Pyke at one point. He probably is up there again with the buff that they just gave to Pyke. But we were playing, and he wasn't Pyke in a match, and he, in his head, and this isn't a knock against him, and I don't think he'll take it as one, because I explained it to him, but we were playing under tower. He was Alistair, which is also an aggressive champ, and we were getting shoved under tower. He's like, we're losing. And I had to explain to him, no, dude, we're not actually losing this match. They're just much more aggressive, and you always play Pyke, and you're just not used to being under tower. It's okay to play under tower. You see here, keep an eye on the map. I know I'll circle back to the point I was making, but make sure you keep an eye on the map. When the enemy is invading your blue or red side and you have vision of them, you should almost always be rotating to collapse on them and take those kills. And you'll actually see the reason I was able to successfully rotate, take that kill, even though they have a much more aggressive early jungle, is because we had put so much damage on the enemy duo that they had to reset, so we were able to rotate and get that kill. But back to what I was saying about my buddy. We were playing duo, and he couldn't, it was bothering him that we were pushed under tower so much, and I just had to explain to him that, sometimes, even though, right now, Misfortune, I can shove under tower, sometimes you just want to play back, let the enemy, come to you, and just hit them with your abilities, and then as soon as the time comes, like you saw Nami and I step up a little bit there, step up and then re-engage, or let your jungle, see that you're being shoved in all the time, and have your mid and your jungle rotate. Even though, again, you can't just get stuck in the mindset of, if you play a Draven, oh, I'm just going to shove, because what happens is then you get rotated on and the jungle comes after you. Sometimes you just have to let the enemy, overplay what they're doing, overplay their position, And here you see that they want to rotate on us. It was probably the right thing, generally speaking, for Tryndamere to do this rotation. But because we weren't getting crazy, we didn't just blindly shove the wave. We had good position. We were able to get out of there. You'll also notice something different that I'm building Manamune these days. They did a rework. I tried it out, and I gotta say that I love it. It gives you pretty good damage. It also lets you spam your abilities, which is huge with Misfortune, being able to spam your abilities, hitting double taps, slowing the enemy down, and then also getting the bonus attack speed. So I suggest you try it. I don't think everybody will love it. I still think Yumu's is a fine first item, but I have been running Manamune just to see how it goes, and I've been enjoying it. I wouldn't say I'm, dead set on it. You must do it, but I do like it. And here you can see, Zeri shoves it in. What do? I give her a few double taps, I back her off, and now I can decide if I want to freeze the wave, if I want to shove it. But we have Dragon coming up, and Shyvana says they're going there. So what am I doing? I force them to reset at a bad time. They're probably resetting for Dragon. And now I'm going to power farm this wave, shove it in, make the enemy duo either come to lane and farm the wave, or lose the gold at the tower. While you always want to be rotating for Dragon, if the enemy was there, I would have to forget that wave and go there. But I saw Shyvana was by themselves. I knew that I had time because Zeri and Thresh were resetting, and that mid was not going to get to that fight. Their mid was rotating, so I saw Set coming, but he wasn't going to get there in time. And then we're able to turn on the enemy and have a favorable fight. Unfortunately, we go down, but that's not a big deal. I'm not too worried about it. I don't like to give Zeri kills, but I wanted to get the set. And you'll see what my second item I'm going for, Serpent's Fang. And so we were able to win that fight, and Shyvana does exactly what I want her to do. She goes, rotates, takes Rift Herald because her passive is killing... Well, if she kills monsters, she gets it too, but you want her to get as many of the big objectives, Dragons, Rift Herald, Barons, as possible, so that way she get the bonuses on her abilities, and she can get it on her ultimate, which is really... Shyvana can get crazy strong and scales like a truck if you let her. So here, now we're 3-1-1, and they're still trying to shove it in on us, but that's okay. We're double tapping them, and boom. So you see, we let them shove it in. We're not getting too aggressive. We hit them with a couple of double taps, and then as soon as we want, so Nami's got ultimate, I got ultimate, we turn, put the slow on her, hit her with the Nami ultimate, hit her with my ultimate, killed them, and now we're able to put some good damage on the tower. And in this match, I mentioned, so Misfortune does not need to be the carry, and generally doesn't want to be. She's not that strong late game, but what are we trying to do here? We want to... It's good to be strong. We're able to get another kill onto Thresh there, and that kill on Thresh actually came on the tail end of our letting them shove it in, putting a ton of damage on them, got aggressive when we want it to be. So what I was saying about Misfortune is she doesn't necessarily want all the kills in a match. What we really want to do is help Shyvana scale. And how do we do that? We help by winning fights at objectives, so being at objectives like we were at Dragon, and helping to win the fight where I got the kill on Set. I got some good damage on Zeri and basically made her a non-issue and allowed Shyvana to go over to the Dragon. And I don't want to say I take credit or go over to Rift Herald, and I don't want to take credit for that Rift Herald because Shyvana had to have the foresight to go do that. And so here we go. We're able to be a little bit aggressive. Thought we could get the kill on Zeri, and that's okay that we didn't. We were able to get a tower, and in that situation, yes, I want the kill, but I'm not going to just chase down Zeri to get the kill. I'm happy to take a tower, go get my second full item, and then, look at the map and see what, what's the enemy's giving me here. I'm not one to chase kills. I really try not to. You see quite regularly chasing kills often gets the person chasing the kill killed. And now this is a pretty bold strategy. I mean, he's taking 3 tower shots. I'm trying to hit the honey fruit, and I get it at the last second after I die, so I think that was a mistake. I mean, to take 4 tower shots before you really even start getting that kill is tough for Tryndamere even when they have ultimate, but that's his decision, and that's fine, and we're able to sort of My team was coming anyway, and I knew that. And it looks like we're going to get a favorable fight. And you can see Shyvana is getting strong. They were able to solo kill a set at 9 minutes, which is a little bit early for her to be able to do that. So that's good. And now you'll see I am rotating towards Dragon, but I'm going to help out my team, put a slow on them, and I get a double tap, able to get a kill. And now I see, I want Tryndamere, but I saw Thresh is going off to the left, and I just don't want him to get away. So I'm going to go here, take this easy kill on Thresh. We're going to rotate to Dragon, get Shyvana her third major objective, and our second Dragon. Tryndamere comes in to die. I get it, he's getting desperate at this point. We're getting very strong. We've got both Dragons. We're beating them 17-3. Shyvana is scaling very quickly, which is unfortunate for them. But I don't know that I would have did that. It's almost always a mistake to dive in and try to steal objectives. There are champions that can do it, but Tryndamere without ult, Tryndamere with ult, I'd say 100% you gotta try that. But without ult, you're almost certainly gonna die there. But he tried it. And now I took a tower. I rotate to steal their jungle camps and did not realize Tryndamere was going to spawn. I'm sure I have enough time. I'm able to put a slow on him. I get a heal, and he's just 9 miles into our jungle. And obviously making a mistake. And you can see the enemy just gives up at this point. But why did they give up? I mean, because we're winning in so many different ways. And what power did I have in this game? I was able to let the enemy duel make mistakes, capitalize on them, put them in a bad spot so they're resetting during major objectives, and then rotate, help Shyvana, who's going to scale into the late game to win this match. Because my goal is not, with Miss Fortune, isn't generally to carry the game. I want to help my carries win the match and get to the point that they're strong enough to carry it. I'm never just thinking like, oh, I need to carry every single game. Don't get stuck in that mindset. Sometimes you need to let the other people on your team carry games. Hopefully I see you in the Rift. GG.